Yeah. All right. What up, everybody? We're going to get started in a bit right now. Let me just make sure we are connected right. All right. Looks like we are. So let's see. Let's see. Let me check the sound real quick. Check. All right. Bam. What up? How's everybody doing? Yeah, here we are. What up, Willie? Chili Willie 12 in the chat. Man, we're back. It's Monday. Man, it was a long weekend. Very long weekend. You know, Friday. It was like just busy overall, taking care of my daughter and stuff. And then, after that, it was just like every day. Saturday, running around. Sunday, running around. And I just had really like no energy, no nothing. I was like burnt out, dude. Straight up. Yo, what up, Slowly Models? What up, player? What's up, man? Freddie Soto, what's up, dude? Dang, I missed all you guys. It's crazy. Like, last week I felt like I was just going hard every day, like every day going live with you guys, chilling. And then finally, I thought, oh, cool. I'll be able to go live a little later. Here, let me turn this up right here. What's going on? And then all of a sudden, man, like, I know I wasn't going to do it Friday. I had mentioned like Friday, most likely I wouldn't do it. And all the other days, I was going to play by ear, but yeah, I couldn't, man. It like caught up to me. And then Sunday, I had the chance, but I just was not feeling it. I was like, dang, but it's all good. But we're here now. So let's get into it. So here we have the newest issue, Auto Modeler, October, November 2025, issue number 8 that just dropped. For the love of our hobby, this right here, it features Jeff Dykes and John Teresi, Drag It Out, USAC Darts, SoCal Open, and Reloaded by Slezak. So we got this issue sometime last week, and I normally get about a dozen, like 12 copies. That's usually about how many I get. I believe we only have 4 left. So if you're interested in this magazine, you're trying to get your hands on it, maybe you didn't subscribe, you can always subscribe by visiting their website. But if you just want to get your hands just on this issue for now, the latest release, we do have 4 copies left on our website. But once they're gone, they're gone. You could always subscribe to Auto Modeler, and we carry every couple months we get the newest issue, that they drop. So this is it. This is the latest one right here. I still have some of their back issues as well. If you go to the website, at the end of the video, I'll kind of show you guys where to find it. But there's also issues in there as well, the back ones. So let's get right into this one here. So here we have the front cover. We got some beautiful models on display right here. And then the bottom features. I think a lot of people are very excited, especially for that SoCal Open feature, because it has a lot of, artists, modelers from out here in Southern California. This happens to be one of the big shows in the middle of the year in May. So we get the first advertisement here for the Acme, the Southern Nationals 2025, which I'm super hyped about because I am going. I will be there. I have friends that are going. I've been telling more friends, go, book your flight ticket. It's not too late. You could still find flights. You could still book a hotel and all that. It's not too late. So if you're trying to go out there, I would get on it now because these weeks are going to go by super fast. So this is the 100 years of Mopar and drag racing. So I'm looking forward to this one, the theme and all. I'm trying to do my part as far as a build of what to take and build a Mopar car, building the CUDA. I've been geeking out, getting more into these kind of cars as of late. Just really trying to dial in and get into different things, And over here on this side, we got the contents, special features, the Arizona Hangman, a Bad Man, Reloaded, From the Small Desk, New Stuff, 3D School, Unstalled, the Miscellaneous Table right there. It's also another section here. It's called It's Showtime, SoCal Open, 2025, SCMA, Hope It Don't Snow, Winter NNL, USAC Dart Group Build, 2024. And then at the bottom here, we have the kit reviews. So building the MPC 67, Color Me Gone, Charger Funny Car, AMT, Ford LTL 9000 kit review, Mobius 1965 Mercury Comet, B/FX Cyclone, Mobius 1947 Chevrolet Sedan Delivery. What? AMT 40 Willis Gasser. And then right here we have all the info as to those that are responsible for putting the magazine together. You know, shout out to Scott, Nanny, Stephanie, and John. And also down here, you got a long list of contributing writers, as you can see right there. If you want to pause later for the video, check it out right there. Shout outs to them for putting this out. This is issue number 8 that we're going to get right into right here. So like I said, we got 4 copies left on the site if you're looking for that. And also, you know, if you want to subscribe and all, you can always visit Automodeler's website as well to subscribe. So let's check it out. Here we got from the small desk, the top 10 car models of the year 2025. And then we got some more articles right here. And then we got the Auto Modeler guide, the YouTube guide. What? Let's see this. Check that out right there. There's a YouTube guide. All you guys that are on YouTube that want to visit and check out all these other channels, check them out right there. Let's see. Do I see Scale Riders in there? I don't. No, I'm playing. Maybe in the future. We'll see what's up. But shout outs to all these guys that are on there right here. Might want to really pause this and check out these channels. Subscribe. Support them. Check out what they're doing as well. You never know. There might be some info. Something that, you know, you might be like, oh, dang, you know, if I wouldn't have seen that video, I probably wouldn't have learned this right there. And, you know, last time when I was on the live, I was somewhat complaining about, on my end though, the chat box. I couldn't really see, like everything was really small. I was like, dang, how can I get this bigger, right? Finally figured it out. And now I'm able to right click and zoom in there. So figured that out now. So now whenever you guys are like hitting me with questions and stuff, I could read it like nothing now. And before I was always like squinting, getting closer, almost hitting my face on the screen, you know? So here we have new stuff. Let me see, To The Point Sharpener Air. You know, I've seen these before. I've never quite used it, but I have seen this on Coast Airbrush's website in the past. And I've seen the advertisement where there's like these little holes. You stick your needle in there, you twist it. But it looks here, you could pick it up at the Scale Pro Shop. They carry them too. Right here. Bam. This is Art Lasky's site where you can check that out. And then let's see what else. Feed your imagination here. This is how would you like a 187 page of multi-bending automotive concepts to fire up your next project. Check out John Fly's latest book and some of the most imaginative, entertaining automotive concept illustration scenes to decade. Oh, nice. Oh, what? So this is a book. Hey, this looks pretty dope. Look at this. Look at this cover right there. Let me see. Let me dial it in. Oh, this is interesting. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to most likely have to check that out right there. All right, let's see. So here we have 3D School for those of you that are very curious, wanting to know about 3D printing. They have this article by Chris Bell right here. Let's see. Man, these engines look really nice. I really like those stands they have them in and displayed. Those look super awesome. I wonder if they sell these to you know, to put your engine on, especially when you're working on it. You know, you want to appreciate what you're working on. You know, you got your engine, you got it 3D printed and everything, you're putting it together and you're doing your mock-ups and you want to make sure how the wiring, everything's going, right? This looks pretty sick where you could just like set it on there. Maybe it could be a holder to start, you know, placing your PE parts and all that kind of good stuff. Right here, they mention Iceman Collections. Over here, there's also a mention of MCV products as well. And yeah, check them out right there. Yeah, they do carry the engines on there. Let's see what else. Then we continue on with more. There's also shout outs to Texas 3D Customs, VCG Resins right there. Lots of engine guide. See, right now, I'm still fairly new. I'm not really like decking out my engines and my builds. You know, a lot of times I do custom builds and stuff like that, and I just seal up the hood, more of a curbside, and I'm not really too worried about that right now, that department. But later, I know I'm gonna be jumping into that and being like, oh man, why didn't I get into that back then? You know, but that's how it is. You know, we don't stop learning. We keep it going right there. But this is the 3D engine department right here, and you know, as it goes, we have options. You know, everybody's having these parts, and hopefully by the time that I get into it later in the future, maybe you know later this year, next year, it's already gonna be on a whole nother level. You know, yo Armando Flores, what's up? Right here, dude, chilling, bro. Right in time. Let's see. Now we got the first feature right here in the magazine, the Arizona Hangman, right here. Let's see, what's it say? A 5-year quest for excellence. Man, 5 years to do this. This beautiful car right here. This is really nice. In 2000, I went to my first Great Salt Lake Model Car Championship, the GSL. Nice. Let me see. Project purchased in 2015. Crazy. So it gives you like the whole backstory to everything, like the process of this car being put together. Over here, you start to see the mock-up right here. That's pretty cool. The measurements. Man. Yeah, I believe, wait, is this, it says, I purchased a complete 1/8 scale 3D printed SOHC camber blower injectors. Yeah, this looks like a larger scale, but it has a lot of looks that gives it more of that realism. Look right there. Oh dang, KC in the house. Let's see. Man, look at this engine. That looks crazy. Fully detailed right there, as you can see from the photos. 3D printed bolt and nut detail was removed, drilled out, replaced by micro fasteners. Dang, look at this right next to a dollar bill right there. So you guys could get an idea. Yeah, and then all these pieces for sure, they look aluminum, was buffed out mirror like finish. This right here. Yeah, I'm always fascinated when you start to see like aluminum get cut, take its shape. It's amazing to see that kind of stuff being put together. And then over here on this side, we start to see the development of the roll bar, then the interior right here. And then right here, this is a nice photograph. It starts to really come together right there. I like the steering wheel and the steering wheel column. And then, yeah, these are all really nice photographs. Like the way it's displayed at the show right there. And even this is something to really appreciate, this photo here, because just looking at the detail, right? I know it's obviously a different scale than what we're normally used to building. I've never built on this scale, but it's also a challenge. I know that if I would attempt to do this, you know, I don't know if I could ever do anything like this fine detail that's in there. This is really nice. Down even to the helmet right there. Yeah, the paint job is really nice as well. Just everything going along in here. It's a really nice presentation right there. And they captured it really well in this photograph. Let's see. Let's flip on to the next one. So here we have the next section, A Bad Man. This is photos by John Teresi, story by Scott Colmer right here. So John Teresi, we do know him. He's been here on the podcast before as well at Scale Writers. Man, just check this out. This is so dope right here. Man, look at that. Here we have, it looks like the mock-up right here. Wait, is it the mock-up? I think because of the wheels that I'm looking at. Batman, yeah. Look at that. Right there with the white styrene, all chilling. But look at that engine though. That's crazy. A lot of detail, the wiring. Even like these wires look even smaller right there from what you could see. I really do like how the hinges are coming out right there. Dang. Yeah, it's a lot of cool detail right there. With the STP logo right there at the bottom. Here we got the interior. Taking its shape. Starting from the outside. See scene red and yellow inside job. So right here's like a clear breakdown. You know, everything that's going down right here. Oh, that's cool. The red room. The little 396. Then down to the between the fenders and hidden power out back. Right there. Yeah, this is nice. And then here we have the how to stick the landing. Let's read this part. It says, final assembly is my favorite part after all the sanding, and clear coats. I love watching it come together. You have to be really careful. All your hard work can be ruined in 1 second with an accidental glue drop or misaligned parts, or ending up with a 3-wheeler. Looks like John pulled off another great finish. Yeah, that's so true there. And it's funny because I do remember him talking about the sanding on the podcast. You know, I had asked him like what was his favorite part and like what was his least favorite. And I remember him just saying like the whole like sanding part was like his least favorite part. So that's funny right there. I feel like he's probably always felt like that about the sanding. I do like the way the placement of the battery right there. You can see that. That's so cool right there. And then here we have it out in the outdoors right there. It's a nice photograph. And I'm really digging the wheels in the back. Those big old fat wheels in the back. That's dope. Yo, the Modeling Hermit. What's up, man? How you doing? Oh, dope. Right on, man. See, you say, hey, man, what's happening? They got me on the YouTube guide. That was cool. Oh, that's awesome. That's what's up. Let's see. Then over here, we got a couple of ads, as you can see right there. And let's see. Let's jump on to the... Ooh, look at this. Reloaded. This is dope. Tim Slezak. So this is one of the features that we have here in the front bottom cover. Right there as well. We just saw these two right here. Right now, the Jeff Dykes and John Teresi. Now we're moving on to the Reloaded. Look at that. That stance right here. Here, let me turn that right there a little. Yeah, this is really nice. I'm digging this. I like this. Let's see. Have you guys gotten this issue yet? Oh, yeah. So here we have, they're showing some models here. The Model A and also the 1956 Chrysler 300B. Then we start to see the mock-up right here. The lower end part. Yeah, I always appreciate these photographs when they start showing you those behind the scenes of what's kind of going down right there. Then when it starts to come together right here, that fine detail, that interior. Yeah, even the back right there looks so dope. This Roadster pickup has a trunk made of 132 thick aircraft plywood. Oh, wow. And then even this shot's pretty dope right here. Oh, wait. There we go. Right there. Very clean. That's pretty cool. I could already picture, like, you know, them walking over and, like, opening it, getting some stuff out. A blanket, you know. Went from there. Let's see. Solely Models comments, damn, that's slick. They're modeling Hermit. I'm working on an original old Johan 1963, not 64, Cadillac convertible kit right now. And almost missed your podcast tonight. All right on, man. Dang. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us right here. Let's see. So this is the next section. Steam Team right here. Dang, look at this. They even got the drawing on the bottom. See, I was never that much of a person that draws. Like, you know, I like to mess with like letters and stuff like that, but never have I ever really like sketched, you know, out like a car or anything like that. Here, let me grab something real quick. I've never done anything like that, you know, and the more I'm starting to see that kind of stuff, you know, it's always been going down, but the more I'm seeing it, the more I'm curious, the more I'm like, you know what? I think I need to start getting into that kind of stuff. Like, I need to get a notepad and try to learn. You know, my daughter has one of these little things where you get like this little pen and you draw on it, and then you could press a button and it erases it, and then you can keep doing on it, right? It's not like ink or nothing. It's just, you're just pressing that little plastic pen against whatever. There's like, once it makes contact, right? So whenever she's not using it or she's not around, I get it, and I start trying to draw like flames, you know, like old school flames, and just trying to get, you know, used to doing that in different directions. And yeah, there you go. So it says Magna Sketch. So that's what I've been messing with, is like just doing these little flames over and over and over and over. And yeah, they look ugly, yucky, whatever. But then you redo them, and then bam, you get one good one, a bad one, and then a good one. And then I'll look at photographs, some references, like, oh, okay. Then I'll watch videos, and then I go back. But when I see something like this, like sketched out, I go, man, that's really dope. It makes me also think like it'd be cool to, like, you know, if I had the skills like that, to sketch out like the model that I'm working on, and then be able to like sketch out the colors, the artwork, pattern work, and all that stuff. That would be sick if I could do something like that, you know. Obviously, that's a whole nother hobby. That's a whole nother thing. I mean, I could try, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to look like that. That looks dope. That looks really clean, you know. My stuff would probably look like Mickey Mouse, like all weird, but I don't know. I'll try right there. All right, let's keep moving. Right here. Okay. So down here we see the preparations. Everything's coming together. We got the engine right there, and this looks really, really clean. I like how this is all cut out right here, all around, and then bam, you got the placement right there of the engine. That's super dope right there. Digging it. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things in these magazines, man. If you want to get inspired, you want to find, you know, some really cool stuff. Even if you don't build models, but you want to keep up to date with the current state of model building, with what's going on, you got to tune into the magazines. That's the only way. I mean, you could go online and Instagram and look at stuff. You could look at Facebook and all this stuff. But man, you're going to have to save those photos or screenshot them, because eventually, like, those photos are going to go away, you know. But right here, you got a tangible item that you can keep and pull it out at any time. So then down here, we got some more photographs of the interior. Then the bottom, looks like the bottom axle right there. Damn, this looks neat right here. Some detail parts. And then here, what is this? 3D Concepts Ltd.com, the leader in scale model parts. Oh, dope. Let's see. Celebrating 1 year in business, August 1st, 2025. That's dope. Awesome, man. Well, check it out, guys. This is an ad. They're celebrating their 1 year anniversary you know, happy birthday to them. Congrats on the 1 year. That's dope, man. You know, if you guys want to check them out, that's their site right there. Peep it out right there. Yeah, man, it's always cool to see, you know, new businesses and things coming out right there. That's tight. I'm gonna have to check it out too. Let's see. What do we got here? Ooh. Custom mild versus wild. Oh, let's see. The Bad Man. That looks like that kit that John Teresi was doing. The Bad Man. And then down here, the wild. So make your own chrome trim, driver decals, key race film. This is interesting. Because these look like some renderings. 3D rendering color right there. Here, I'll leave this if you guys want to later pause it and check it out right there. It's pretty neat. All right, here we go. It's showtime, guys. SoCal Open, May 4th, 2025. SoCal Open Model Car Show. So here we have different models. Let me see here. I'm going to try to get probably this close. Or let me see how more I can zoom in. I could zoom in a little more. I want to overdo the zoom in because then I can't get everything. Here we got it right here. So this is a 1/12 scale by Chris Smith right there. Beautiful. Right over here, right at the top, we have Cherry Garcia. This is a beautiful, very beautiful model right here. This is nice. As you can see right there, let me zoom it in right there for you guys. I really like the fades, the pattern on the side, and then even the tone of the colors on the roof. You know, you start to get it a bit more darker. It looks really nice. So it says it's dressed up with House of Colors silver with candy persimmon. You know, that candy is very hard to find. I remember back in, was it 2017, going to Coast Airbrush and they had it. And I think my friend got like the last bottle they had of 1 ounce. And that was it. And they never got it again. But that's that persimmon color. It's really hard to find. That's awesome. Let's see. Cherry learned how to use lace for graphics painting. The Beltline graphics pink hues is because she mistook salmon for brown. A happy mistake for sure. Oh, right on, right here. Yeah, it looks dope. It looks really nice. Let me see. And then over here we have Armando Flores with his Corvair 62. Right there. You see the white with the blue. And, you know, I've been looking at a lot of cars lately, online, magazines, and just kind of backtracking. And I'm really appreciating, you know, a lot of these cars where they have the white base and then they have sections like paneled out and then they'll do graphics in there. I've never built anything like that, like to lead, you know, to have a paint job like that. But I'm very tempted to want to do one, you know. And you know, you look at this one here and this is a beautiful one because you see the different tones of the blue and then also the white, and just with the door open there, it looks very inviting. You also see the pipe here coming out from the side and then just shooting back. We got the French antennas on the side right there, and then you can see the plaque, the small plaque right there. That looks really nice as well. And then the front end has a lot of character too, for that front bumper piece right there. It's a nice, very nice custom build by Armando right here. Let's see. It says took a set of 4-spoke Kragers into the fender wells. Nice. Steve, what's up, man? Thank you for joining us. Then over here we have this model here. Oh, it says nope, this is not a kit. Thomas Zhuang. So taken by a clone, took a Hot Wheels that he decided to use his 3D printer to create a 1/18 scale. Damn, that's huge. Oh wow. What a trip. So this car here is 3D printed. A scan from the smaller car right there. Then over here we have the wagon from Dave Wyckoff, lit up in gloss black base for his resin body 65 Corvair wagon with wild house of color pink and yellow flames. The rest of the parts are from an AMT 1964 Corvair with exception of Dave's spray chrome scratchable roof rack. Oh, that's nice. Hey, shout outs to Dave. We know not too long ago he was posting he was like in the hospital getting surgery done, and you know, we just want to let him know we're thinking about him. Hope he's doing well. Hope he's a lot better now, and hopefully we get an update because it's been a minute. You know, we haven't heard from Dave for a while, so hopefully he's getting his rest and stuff and recovering. So if you're watching this, or or if somebody that knows him is watching this, just let him know that we're thinking of him. Shout outs and congrats, man. You're here in the magazine as well. This feature is a beautiful car. I love the flames. I was talking about flames earlier. These are the kind of flames I like. These are the flames that I've been playing with, wanting to learn how to do. Like you see how the outline of the shape, and then you go in, you do that little U, and then the outside shape, and that's the challenge, trying to do a long one like this. Super cool stuff. I don't know. I never, back then, I would see things with flames and stuff, and I'd be like, all right, cool. But my mind was just focused on other things, But now it's like I'm going back. I'm focusing on now other stuff now, right? That I'm like, dang, this is dope. But yeah, man, this is a beautiful car. Then right over here, who do we got? This is Casey's Corvair. This is Slowly Models. What's up, man? He's right here in the chat. Let's see. Let's read up the article right here. It says, why is the steering wheel on the other side? Casey's Corvair. Because this model traveled all the way from Australia. Waiting in the U.S. to receive Casey's model was Armando Flores, who built it to the SoCal Open. Or not built it, brought it. Sorry. Brought it to the SoCal Open. In addition to the flamed, weathered paint job, Casey added his own 3D printed spokes, chromed by Spotlight Hobbies. Yeah, those are some really nice spoke wheels right there, as you could see. Yeah, this model is really beautiful to see in person. The weatheredness, everything just looked very realistic, slammed. And then the roof, something about the roof, like the way it was designed, was really trippy. I was like, man, this is really cool. It did have a design. I don't know, Casey, what'd you do for the roof? Now that I have you here, like, what was used right there on the roof part to give it that design? Because dude, that looked crazy. It looked different for sure. Let me know, and I'll read it out right now in the chat. Boom. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the chat box on my screen is a lot huger now. It's big. Before, I don't know, man. What was I doing to myself? It was terrible. But now we're good. Let's see. But yeah, man, this is super cool right here. Let's see. Slowly Model says, I messed up doing flames and rolled with it. Haha, the funky colors are nail transfer tape stuff. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah, later we gotta post like a photo of that roof. I gotta post something of it. It looks pretty cool. Then Armando Flores is mentioning 4 lug true spokes. Oh dang. Let me see. Wait, was that for your car, Armando? The true spokes? Because right here they put Krager's. So all right, for true spokes. Right there. Let me see if you guys can see that. Man. All right, cool. Yeah, they do look like the true spokes right there in the photo. Next section. So we're checking out the SoCal Open right here. That just happened earlier this year. Ooh, look at this. We have this top car that's really interesting. Look at that right there. That's interesting. This is from Ferdinand Pasqua. It's a Cobra by AMR in France. Wow. This is super cool right here. I'm digging this right here. Look at that, Casey. This is a glue bomb deals wheel super spurt by Revell, David Cruz. Oh man, I'm on the hunt. I gotta get that. I gotta get that little car right there. I gotta find that thing. That looks like a fun little build right there. Very exaggerated. Like the colors. So cool. Let's see. Over here we have 1964 Auto Fair Winter Nationals built by Wayne Wright. That's nice right there. Next one feature we got Susan Failer. And then this is Foose F100 from Revell. Let me see. It says declares that she is a truck girl, which is why she wanted to give the Foose F100 from Revell a try. She reports the kit has enough detail to make a box stock build more upscale. After Susan did a little trimming to get the interior to fit, she topped off this project with Tropical Glitz seductive blue paint. Right on. Check it out. Right there. It's nice. Let's see. Going back to the wheels. Armando got my wheels chromed. Oh, nice. Casey's Corvair. Then the tuned. Yeah, bro. Look at this tuned car, man. It looks so dope. Yeah, tuned stuff's hot right now. It's been hot, but it got even hotter now. Especially those little tiny lowrider tuned cars. Oh, here we have another one. This is a dope one right here. David Cruz loves 70 gassers. For this project, he started with an original MPC Plump Crazy Challenger and extras from AMT Parts Pack. David kept things simple with just enough plumbing and wiring in a Spartan engine bay. David says of his building choices, whatever is easiest is what I do. Whew, look at that. Got them big wheels in the back, front skinny ones in the front. Psh, dope. Oh, what? Look at this 58 right here with the flames and the blue windows, man. That's so dope. Wow. Hey, but who's making these wheels, though? Come on. These are huge. I mean, are these the wheels that come with the kit? Am I wrong? What the heck is going on? Like, where do you find these? Yo, what up, Leon? Model Car 1589. What's up? Thank you for joining. Where are people getting those wheels from? I know I just ordered those wheels from Z-Force, but man, these wheels look even bigger than the ones I got from Z-Force. Like, those are huge right there. All right. And then let's see this other model next to it. Big Wave Dave. This is cool too. Got it inside that little box right there with the sand. This is a really cool little car. It's all weathered, you know, from the sea salt right there, from the waves. That's super cool. Let's see. Casey says, "Man, I wish I knew. I bet funny car kits got them or something." Yeah, they must, man. I'm probably just looking in the wrong places. I need to start getting some of these cars, dude. I'm just really digging those wheels. All big right there. Then we have down here. Look at this right here. This is interesting. Look at this one right here. This is from, Juan Sepulveda. AMT Starliner. Wow. X-Wing fighter engines. What? This is a fantasy build. That's crazy right there. And then this one next right here. This one's pretty cool. We got Paul Rowe right here. Purple Haze. This is dope right here. AMT Maxi Max. Yeah, he got down. I'm digging that right there. Purple Haze. Here we got some more coverage. Here we have Ryan, the homie Ryan right here. with his Tamiya 66 VW Bug right there. And then the back, you see the display on that little stand right there. Dope. And then there's even a little model of Ryan right there too, right next to him. That's awesome. And then this is cool. John Teresi's for his 1/16 scale little coffin. Wow. That's a nice one right there too. And then this one, Jim Bunch is still building killer models. This is AMT Chevy truck. Damn, look at that, dude. That orange is nice. That's some really cool stuff. This is a clean build. This one from Chuck Failer. YouTube, his channel is Chuck's Hobby Spot. So if you guys want to check out his YouTube channel. 55 Chevy step side from AMT. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like the AC cooler. It's made out of a pen. That's interesting. Then we have Daniel Valencia. His Tamiya IM SA Ford Capri. That's a nice build right there. Shout out to Daniel right there. And then over here on this side, we got a couple of top view shots from the event right here. I would say this is like early on when people are starting to like get set up and stuff, because it was packed. There was a lot more people than what these photos are showing right here. Yeah, there's a whole lot more people. And then down here we have a couple photos. This one's Mike Barajas and Art Lasky. So Art Lasky's the gentleman with the hat right there with the glasses on the white shirt. He's the one who organizes this event. He's been doing this for years now. Shout outs to him putting it together. It is a lot of work putting something like this together. It's not easy, you know. It's a trip. But yeah, that's, if you guys are wondering, that's him right there. And then he also has his online store. They had mentioned it in the beginning right here. Here, I'll plug it right here. It's this one right here, scaleproshop.com right there. You guys check that out right there. And then let's get back to this presentation right here. Here we have a large contingent of builders put down a great display called Lovere, providing a bunch of different takes on a classic Corvair. There you have it. All the different Corvairs from all the different artists that came together and participated right here with the builds. This is clean right here. Like how Slowly Model says, the Loveres gang. What? That's cool. All right, let's see. Oh, that's it, guys. That's all the SoCal Open. So we got some nice features in there. That's for sure. We got some really cool stuff in there. So this next one, it's Showtime 2025 SCMA. Hope it don't snow winter NNL. This is in Spartanburg, SC. Man, let's see. South Carolina. I was trying to think, what's SC? All right. January 18, 2025. Man, that's a trip. Because, yeah, normally in a lot of places, you know, it's like snowing, it's cold, you know, it's all crazy. But look at this 57 Chevy right here. This is dope. Let's see. With the engine right there. It's a nice model. Loving the color, by the way. It's a nice color right here. Robert Painters. Right there. And we have some other models here. We got that huge London bus right there. You got a nice truck right here from Hector Guadalupe. 1940 Ford pickup. Aaron Thomas with the 19 Martin Trucks Toyota. Xander Masia, 1933 Willis. Eric Kalamaha with his model's 1926 Mac right there. Some very cool stuff right here, guys. Man, whenever I see like, you know, like these shows, content and everything, I'm always like, like, man, I wonder how it is. I wonder how it's like, to go to one of these shows, like how to experience it. I'm hoping that in the future I'm able to go to these shows. I really am. I hope that in the future, um, I'm like blessed enough in a position where I would be able to travel and try to go to as many shows I can in a year, where I could document, get a feel for the show, interview people. And here's another thing too I was thinking about. Like, instead of, I know, like here in California, because everything's local, right? It's in my backyard. I know I could go van and do all that cool stuff and see my friends. But I've been thinking, like, man, I need to really like um, get my stuff going. I know I have some gear and stuff, but I need to have something more portable, where instead of vending, I could book my table. But instead of vending, I think it'd be dope to like just interview people, you know, because then this would be awesome. The way I look at it is like this. All right, is I could, obviously I'm gonna see my homies, interview them, but I also want to interview like who's throwing the event, hosting it, people whose builds I like, and I want to have the table, my mic. I want to be live, like streaming live, right? And be mic'd up, have my guests be mic'd up, and I want to have a couple angles, right? I want to have, like, right now as you guys are watching this, right in front of me you see the magazine, right? I want to have that camera angle pointed at the model. And then how you guys see me on the screen, that angle is what I'll make it a little bit bigger, but that's what I want you to see when it's my guests and myself, right? And these are gonna be like quick, like nothing, like no, not an hour, because it's like a roulette, like a lot of people, right? I want to make it interesting, maybe like 5-10 minutes max, right? Have a turntable right in the front, have the model spinning or whatever, and it's not gonna be like a top aerial view. It's gonna be more of a side view, right? So you start to see the model from all angles and whatnot, and just, you know, I want my guests to tell me about the model. Tell me what are we seeing here? What's in front of me right here? You know, and then wherever that takes us, we'll go down that path. And then after that, bam, all right, thank you. And then, we'll bring in more people. Something like that would be awesome, I think. And at some point, I could take a break and be like, all right, cool. Like, I'll be back in X amount of time, because then I'll be like scouting out, like, who else do I want to interview? What other cars are catching my attention, kind of vibe, right? That's something I really want to do. I've been really, really thinking about this. I've been writing stuff down, like notes and whatnot. Obviously I'm at home. I got my PC and all this, but I got to be portable. I'm going to have to, like, most likely get a fast laptop. Not a Mac, but like a PC, like a dope PC laptop. Gonna have to bring my portable cameras. I've already got the mics. Have that, and then I might actually have to look into my own like Wi-Fi connection. I can't depend on the Wi-Fi from the venue. A lot of the times they don't have it, or they're not gonna let me use it. And I got to be more professional about it, I got to already come with whatever and have it set up and boom, and be able to do those shows, right? If I travel, then I'll be able to bring all that gear with me, and I'll take it with me, and then, go from there. So this way, the day of the show, we'll be live on YouTube. You could see that. And then once it's done, you guys could see it later. And then later, all that stuff could get chopped up. And then you could see the individual videos or whatever. But then there'll also be other content where it's more like recording the room, right? Recording like the vibes and all that. But I don't know, just kind of throwing it out there just so you guys have the idea. I want to put it out in the universe right now. So this way, when the time comes in the future, I'm doing it. Like, I'm already in my mind. Like, I already visualized it, and we're here and we're doing it. And maybe you guys that are in the chat also, I'll be in your town and you guys will be sitting with me doing an interview right here too. So let's see. We have this VW T1 camper by Jamie Brannan. right here. This is nice. Nice and weathered right there. Got the doors open all around. And then look at this beautiful truck though right here. Really nice combination of the colors right there, the purple and the gold. Hector Guadalupe. Oh, he was on that other page. And then as my eyes are moving down and down, there's something it's grabbing me. It's pulling me in. Look at this car right here. Dang. Brian Jackson. Here we have 1964 Chevrolet Impala. Brian laid down a multi-hued paint scheme and dropped a custom interior and a detailed engine. Look at that, bro. That's dope. I'm digging that right there. Man, isn't the 64 just like a really beautiful canvas that you could just do so many different things to this car here? I mean, really, in reality, a lot of the models you can, you know. That's why I see people stockpile and grabbing so much stuff. And then later, when they need to reach the stash, they start busting out, you know. Look at this one right here. Ken, what is it? Muton? Hopefully I said it right. A 1913 Model T right there. Very interesting stuff right there for the snow. It says, remembering as a child, claymation, Santa Claus movie. The narrator's choice of a ride was Model T Ford track pickup right there. Let's see. Let's read the comments. The Modeling Hermit says, that basic 57 Chevy with the big engine reminds me of a 63 Biscayne that my uncle had years ago. It was a simple gray two-door sedan, but had a 409 with the dual quads on it. Oh, wow. Slowly Models, yeah, show interviews. Ooh, let's do it. Model Car 1589. I can see you interviewing people. You got the model spinning in the table like a live talk show. There you go. Right on, man. Thank you. Hell yeah. The Modeling Hermit. I would watch it. Oh, thanks. And Leon again. You probably need to get yourself an assistant. I know, right? For real. That's true. The Modeling Hermit. I plan on doing a show in February or March. If you feel like making a trip all the way to Iowa, you can do interviews here. LOL. Right on, man. Dang. Yeah, man. I really gotta see, man. Like, you know, I gotta look into these things, you know, because I can't just be in one spot, you know. I gotta go to different spots. Even sometimes I feel bad when, you know, I don't even go up north, you know, for a show. And a lot of the times I don't go up north is because I keep thinking like, oh man, I'm going to put all these miles in my car, you know? And yeah, because I do have a lot of miles in the car, but I'm like, man, I'm just going to add more and more and more, right? But every time I get the car serviced, I always tell the guy, man, what's up with my car? Like, I have so many. He's like, it's fine. He's like, everything's good. This thing could go up for more, you know? Don't even trip. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, the last show that was out there up north, I couldn't go. You know, I was busy that weekend. And that was the one that was at the end of last month, you know. And I couldn't make it, but man, that would have been a cool one to go out to, just to like hang out, check out stuff, you know. Let's see, let's move it along. So here we have Seth O'Brien, the Petty Golden Commando drag car right there. That's pretty cool. That's a nice display with the opening right there. And then here we have the Brent Barton's Helen Citroen C4 pumper right there. That's cool. Ooh, the NSX. Oh, Scott Inman. We know Scott. You know, man, I don't think I've had Scott on the podcast. Thinking about it right now, I need to get Scott on right here. Scott Scale Builds. You know, I do plan on seeing him at the Acme show. So I'm pretty sure all these guys I'm reading about right now are gonna be there, because this is South Carolina. What? So I'm pretty sure these guys are gonna be there. So I gotta remember these names. Maybe I'll see this car in person. This one, the NSX for sure. So, I'm getting even more excited right now, guys. I'm telling you, if you guys, I've been thinking about going to the show, or maybe like, nah, I don't want to go, but maybe start looking up the plane tickets right now and everything. I know it's the same month, but you never know, you might find one. So this right here, this is interesting. This is a Brent Barton, another one, the Peeler 4. So Brent built these two right here. That's super cool stuff right there. And then over here we have this Ken Denza's 67 Impala Chevy SS. That's pretty cool. Let's see. It says, has been given the Pro Street look by back having the stock chassis with a rear clip from a Malibu SS. In addition to a fully wired and plumbed big block engine, Ken added many from scratch parts such as exhaust and rear coil overs. That's cool, man. That's pretty cool. See, Leon comments at the same with me, man. It's hard for me to get out of the house and leave the Bay Area to get down Southern California. Yeah, dude, it's one of those things, man. Like the way I look at it is like this. It's like if you really want to go to a show, right? And let's say like you got to buy a ticket or you got to fly or whatever, right? Once you make that purchase, you're in for sure, you know. But if you haven't bought a ticket, you haven't booked a hotel, nothing's happening, then that most likely it's not gonna happen, you know. Because once you buy that stuff, you're committed. You're like, that's it. I put $300-$500 down or whatever. We got to make it happen, you know. And obviously, it's always good to plan ahead and buy it, pay it then, because by the time that time comes, you already paid all the stuff. Now you're just bringing in whatever extra money to have fun, right? To do whatever, if you want to buy stuff or just to eat food or have a good time, you know? Let's see right here. Let's go to the next page. All right. We got some more coverage right here. Bob Downey, Tamiya's Toyota BB. This is cool. Hey, is this a Zoom on BB? The body? Yeah, right here. Zoom, the JDM pickup version added magnetized travel topper with a Zoom on Honda Model Compo in the back. Oh, so they put the Model Compo, but yeah, you know, yeah. Sorry, I read it already down here, but it's up here. Bob used the Zoom on multimedia open deck conversion. Yeah, I remember seeing this because I have the BB kit, the Tamiya one. I bought it at NNL West a couple years back, and I just have it in the stash. You know, I've been hoarding it because I don't see that car anymore, and maybe one day I'll build it. When I used to see those on the street, I used to be like, "Well, those look weird." But then I had a friend that bought one, and I'd ride in there with them, and I started to really appreciate the car. I was like, "Man, this is really roomy. It's nice." And this little dude would take off on it, you know. So I was like, "Damn, cool car though." And all right, so that was by Dave Downey. Over here we have Robert Sink's Ferrari Monza SP2 right there. Nice, beautiful finish right there. You can see right here the clear. That looks really nice. Brian Jackson, 1992 Silverado pickup. Damn, that Silverado looks like a real car right there. Dang. Slowly Models chimes in. Scott does some amazing weathering builds. Yeah, open deck. BB. I got the same trans kit for the open deck. I need some work, but it's pretty cool. Or it needs some work, but it's pretty cool. Nice. Yeah, I never got my hands on it. I was tempted, but maybe later. Once it starts shipping to the US, I might get it. Here we got Ratfink right there. That's pretty cool. Let's see. What scale is that? Is that a one? That's a big trailer. That's for sure. And then over here we have Roger Sidzi's build a iconic 1971 Dragon Lady Pro Stock. Look at the Pro Stock right here. Let me zoom in right here. That's pretty cool. Dang. You know what? Let me see what's going on with the background. I don't know if I need to pull this closer or what. Because I can see like a line. There you go. I erased it. Damn, I should have done it earlier. Because obviously I got a green screen behind me, but I always move it all the time because it gets in my way when I'm not recording, when I'm in here working on stuff. So let's see. Let's move on. That was just a little side note. We got another one, Scott Inman's 1966 V-Dub. Man, Casey, check out the weathering, what you were just telling us right now. Right there, like that VW. Super nice right there. Yeah, bro, I don't think I've ever interviewed him. I need to interview him. That's for sure. Like we'll send each other like voice messages on Instagram and stuff. And he helped me out with my polishing of my models. He showed me how to use the Meguiar's compounds and all that good stuff right there. Shout outs to him. And then we got Ken Mountains Rebel Jaguar XKE. That's really nice. And then we got Kelly Coons 78 Dodge 100 Warlock pickup. Wow, look at this. This thing looks like it's putting in that work right there. The Warlock. And then down here we got the scrapbook. We got some shots of the show right there, as you could see. Nice. That's pretty cool. The scrapbook. The scrapbook. Let's see. The Modeling Hermit says, these old Johan kits are some rock hard tires on them. Damn. The USOC Dart Group Build 2024. Check it out. Damn, this looks dope. What year is this? This is John Bailey's entry was fueled by Virgil Exner's 60s concept. Yeah, this is a really interesting concept right there. What gives this car justice is the background, the backdrop. That like orangey kind of backdrop looks really nice right there. Makes it stand out, that's for sure. Here we have some more Dodge darts. Then now I want to build one. Look at that. Look at this brown one right here. Louis Mayer, Bob Busking the third, Steve Demo, Kim Solder Garb. This is the first time I'm reading this, guys. Sorry. Nick Pearson. All right. Hey, this is like practice for me, all right? Reading and speaking at the same time. Sometimes it's hard because I'm trying to read a lot of this stuff quick, and then I get caught up. Here we got Fred Henry, Brian Gugamos, Dylan Thomas. Oh, what up, Dylan? That's the homie right there. Then we got Raul Columbre, or is it Columbi? There we go. Rick Scotts. Yeah, these are all clean, man. That American Muscle right there. Tim Brown, Tim Carson, Chris Barley, Brady Skog. Yeah, these are all dope. Look at that, guys. What do you guys think? Some dope stuff right here. Here we have kit reviews. Funny car. Building the MPC 67 Color Me Gone Charger funny car. Current value $400. Look at that. Nice. I mean, yeah, you could be like, man, that's a lot of money, you know, but man, I mean, these cars came out a long time ago, you know, and chances are they haven't repopped them or nothing, and they probably won't. Who knows? But interesting stuff. Right here, we're seeing the build all come together. But yeah, these years, like a 66, 67, these are expensive. I did look up some on eBay. They go for a lot, bro. But you know what? You'll be one of the only ones that has this year. It's the same. It's like think of Impalas. You could be like, oh, I want a 69 or a 68 or, you know, or other years, you know, that you can't find. They're going to cost you that much for sure. But that's pretty cool. This is a really clean build right here, right there. Here we have another kit review of the ATM4 LTL 9000 kit review. That's dope. That's nice. This is articles by Alex. Oh yeah, this is one I want right here. I want the 65 Mercury Comet. Look at that. Got them big wheels in the back. Oh, look, Casey. Damn, those are huge. Got the bucket seats. Look at the bucket seats right there. The interior, the engine. Here we have. I really like the hood. Like those two like scoops right there. That looks clean. Right there. Oh man, dude. I gotta get this car. I gotta get this build, dude. I'm getting excited. Mobius. I mean, I love that brand. Been loving Mobius for a very long time. 1965. You know, you guys already know. Right there, 65 Lokes. Right there. I know that Mobius busts out with a lot of 65s. A lot of 65s. Across the board, a lot of their kits, you're going to notice it's a 65. There was a time where I was going down this rabbit hole of buying every 1965 model kit. And my plan was also that I was going to build them, this and that. Obviously, didn't happen. I did not get my hands on all the builds or whatever. But this one here caught my attention right here. There's just something about that year, you know? You start being introduced to some... You're leaving the 50s, you're starting the 60s, you're starting to see the development of a lot of beautiful artwork, a lot of beautiful things being created, early 60s. And then you get to that pinnacle point in the mid 60s where it's like, man, like everything is like we made it. We're killing it right here. And then from 65 to 70, it's like, all right, let's push it to the next level. What else can we do? We're already going hard. Let's go harder. And then boom, 66, 67, 68, things get bigger and crazier and faster, right? And then the rest is history. You start getting crazy. But just something about the 65, man. It always gets my attention right here. But I really like the wheels, right? The back. But then the trunk, how it just kind of shoots down right there. That's pretty dope. Super cool. All right. Got to get that kit. That's for sure. Bam, here's another one we all need to get right here. This is the Chevrolet Sedan Delivery right here. Look at this. Is this a fade in the bottom? Right here? It almost looks like it. It almost looks like, oh, it is. Look at this other angle right here. Oh, even the roof. I'm just noticing it right now. Nice. I'm digging that. I'm really, really digging this right here. They give you that nice little fade right there at the bottom. A little bit on the top, like some sprinkle of paint right there. That's so dope. Here's the bottom piece right here. You see, this looks beautiful just with those wheels it comes with, you know? You could build it straight out of the box. You can have a beautiful build right here as well. Dang. Some really cool, exciting things. And also, I mean, the box art has changed. It's no longer the Galaxy logo, you know. Now it's the Mobius right there. That's dope. And then here's a back view. Ooh, they even look at the pipes. Look at that pipe in the back shooting out right there. You see the fades right there on the fenders. See, whenever I'm looking at this, I right away my eyes start looking at where's the word paint. Where's it at? Because that's kind of what I want to geek out on. So let's see. I think we found it. It says, let's see. I'm trying to backtrack to where. All right, here we go. Mr. Hobby Surfacer Gray was applied to the body and hood, building this kit up as a custom option. I didn't want to play it safe with the paint. I utilized the Createx paint system for the first time and applied the Wicked aluminum base coat Oh, Dan, that's what's up, man. I like that. He's taking a risk right there, right? He's stepping into another paint line that, first time using it, no experience. Let's just go for it. Then Tealicious Candy 2.0 over the top using a Winfield style fade. Dang, shout outs to Gene Winfield, RIP. The teal is darker through the middle of the model to a silver fade at the top and bottom. I applied liberal amounts of 2K clear. The firewall received a minimal amount of detail painting, break up the engine bay. Lastly, the body was treated with bare metal foil around the window trim. Nice. All right. Let's go to the front. I gotta know who built this model. Let's see. Because I know this section is by Jody Doyle, but I wonder if Jody Doyle is the person who did it or somebody else. Man, I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. All right, whatever. I'll try to figure out later, but maybe you guys know. Maybe you guys know who built this right here. But this is dope. I'm digging it. And then right over here at the end, we're getting closer to the end, guys. Right here, as you guys can see, it says join the Automodeler magazine group. You can visit their website to subscribe, automodelermag.com. They got the gear. If you guys want to support, get the gear right there. You got a bunch of gear. Back issues. And then the last, one of the last ones here is Kit Reviews, the 40 Willis Gasser. I've never built a Willys Gasser. I know some people have built, hundreds of these, and they already know these by the back of their hands. I have not, but one day I know I will. I'll be open for it, to try it for sure. But yeah, this is cool. This is a Coca-Cola version right there. And then here we have the miscellaneous table. Team builds of fun and fury. And here we have some OG articles right here. That's pretty nice. Honoring a friend. Oh, this is cool. So yeah, I mean, check out all this stuff. It's in the magazine. Here we have the last solicitation. Some friends right here, Iceman Collections. And then we have a shop called Atomic City right there. And then, bam, 3D printing stuff. So, we just went through the whole book. You guys already know what's in this magazine now. If you caught on kind of late and, you kind of curious, the video will be up after I'm ending the recording. And you guys are going to be able to check this out right there. Like I said, we have 4 issues left of this magazine. There's also other back issues that I have of the magazine as well. Let me see something real quick, guys. Let me see if I could dial in. I might have to look at something here. Pull up the website. Boom, boom, boom. Here, let me bust out my my trusty keyboard right here. All right. That way I could show you guys real quick what is up. What's up? All right, cool. Let's pull this up. Let me see how I can do it here because it's been a minute. Boom. There we go. We got it. All right. So let me show you the website. If you have not visited our website, you go to our website, scaleriders.com. You'll be met by this little box right here. If you want to join the email thing to get 10% off, you can do that. And, I'll hit you guys up with like the newest stuff or whatever stuff I have, recommend. So right off the bat, we have the issue right here, right at the front, right there, the Automodeler. But if you guys are wanting to check out all the other issues, there's this magazine section that you could click right there, and it'll take you to the magazines. And these are all the magazines that we've had in the past. These are back issues that we have right here. Auto Modeler, and then there's a current one. These other ones have been sold out. The model art, those are, I get them in, and then like no one knows about them, and then when they find out about them, bam, they grab them, and then they sell out. So right now I only have this model art, and then this other one, building the 124 scale, and then the Tamiya mag catalog, and that's it. All these, the Model Cars mag sold out fast. That one went super quick. Those ones go super quick, but yeah, those are the latest ones that are there, like featured. So if you guys want to check them out, scaleriders.com, we got them in, and then we got a bunch of other stuff in there as well. So let me get out of here. But yeah, let's see. So tomorrow I'm doing the an interview with Chris Solback. He's gonna be our guest. It's gonna be interesting. Scale model builder from Arizona. Excited to get him on, and there's just so much cool stuff that I want to go over with him, with his builds and stuff like that. And also he's gonna be at the Acme show. He'll be traveling out there, so we're gonna talk about Acme. He's already been there in the past. First time for me, so I'm looking forward to talking to him and kind of get a heads up of how it is out there as well. But that's going to be going down tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific. So it's not going to be a late one. It's going to be an early on podcast right there that we're going to be doing. And then, later in the week, I'll get back to doing what I was doing with my builds and stuff like that. But, Monday, we always want to set things off with the magazine previews. This one just happened to be the newest and latest issue that just dropped. And, people are starting to get them already that subscribed. Those that purchased them last week, I shipped those copies out. I got more copies that I'm shipping out tomorrow as well. And I'm just down to the 4, and that's it. But, yeah, it's just a heads up. It's just a heads up to you guys. Let's see. Let me check the comments real quick. Let's see. The Modeling Hermit, thanks for sharing it. Even though I already went through my version, it's fun to share it with others. Solely Models, man, your keyboard's clean. Mine looks like I pulled it out of the swamp. And then Kenneth Welty, what's up, man? I knew a Jeff Dykes from Reading Model Car Club around the 80s, 90s. He was president and I was a vice president. Then he moved. RMCC is long gone. Oh, man. Slowly Models flexing the review awards. Oh, what? And then Model Car 15. I'm in issue number 4. No, wait. I'm in issue number 4, page 37, the Green Impala. Oh, nice. That's cool, man. That's what's up. But yeah, man. Thank you guys again for tuning into this. I'm gonna head out. I know it's early, but I need to step away from the live because I need to start pulling out the orders that I need to package tonight, because tomorrow I'm gonna be shipping them out. Tomorrow's gonna be a little bit of a busy day during the morning because I work and everything, but then I also got to get ready for the podcast at 5 since we're doing it early on. I gotta get ready for that. So I gotta be taking off right now. This way I could get a jump on what I need to do before it gets too late. So I'm going to give you guys a shout out before I head out. Everyone that watched, everyone here on the chat, Chili Willy, Solely Models, Freddie Soto, Armando Flores, The Modeling Hermit, Stoked Steve, Model Car 1589, Juana Mesqua, what up? And let's see, who was the last person right here in the chat? Kenneth Welty, man. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And tomorrow, I hope to see you guys back on here. We'll be on at 5 p.m. All right. So you guys have a good one. If you guys are building your models or whatever you're doing, just have fun with it. Do your thing. All right. Peace out. You guys have a good one and take care. All right. Later. Peace.